What's up, guys? You're welcome to my channel today. We're talking about 5miles today. Well, 5miles has been there since some time now, and currently they have over 12 million users in the US already, and now they want to scale the business. Now, one of the things you must know about an ICO is number one, a crowdfunding platform where people can actually raise money. So it's a crypto version of initial public offering and this venture capitalist stuff. Now, if you know these are initial public offerings and the venture capitalist firms, they have a limitation. One of the limitations they have is, first, you have to be able to prove that you actually earn $200,000 per year, and you've done that for 2 consecutive years. And the question is, not everybody actually have such money, and there are people who would have loved to invest in Snapchat, Facebook, and the rest of them, but they were not able to actually invest because they did not have such amount of money. But now, with ICO, you can actually invest in promising projects and actually get good returns on your money. So let's go through the white paper and let's see what it's all about. So in the white paper, I'll be talking about what's the vision and the motivation behind all this, and I'll be talking about the 5miles, the protocol, and the token. I will not be talking about the potential applications on 5miles, and I will be talking about 5miles, that is cybermiles beyond 5miles, and we'll talk about the foundation, we'll talk about the team, and let's get straight into the white paper. So what is the summary all about? Now the summary is that they want to build a next generation Amazon. That is all. So they want to build a next generation blockchain optimized for e-commerce and designed for mainstream adoption. Now they want to bring their own token, and in this token you'll be able to transact business on the blockchain very easy. Now let's go to the next one, which is the potential, which is the cybermiles and 5miles, the background. Now I'm talking about that they have over 10 million users currently, and the transaction they've done so far has been more than 3 billion. So this is a company you should invest in. I think when Amazon and the rest of them actually went public, they did not have such volume of money that having $3 billion in just 2017, and they are saying that the average user on 5miles has spent 24 minutes per day on the app, and not only that, it is rated as the top 10 shopping application in the United States. So it's a project you should actually look into. So what's the vision about the project? Now they've been there since 2014. They are set to establish a kind of marketplace that is decentralized. So in a nutshell, what these guys want to do is they want to become a platform that uses the blockchain and it's all decentralized. So what is cybermiles? Cybermiles is a blockchain technology being developed by cybermiles Foundation, a blockchain research laboratory working closely with 5miles. Now 5miles was formed in 2014 by a world-class team from China in the US, and since its inception they have raised over $62 billion. And if you've known this website, there's a website called Light in the Boss. I think it's an Hong Kong based website where we can actually get very cheap stuffs for whatever you want to buy. So the founder there's a founder of Light in the Boss, and if you've known Light in the Boss, it's a place you can actually get very, very, very cool stuff. So let's go to what is the potential for cybermiles applications on cybermiles. Now the first potential is it's going to be a platform that will never go down. Why? Because it's building on a peer-to-peer network. So if you understand the Popcorn and the BitTorrent stuff, where actually content are actually hosted on individual servers or on individual networks. So it will never go down. If there is an attack on the system, it will not be able to affect the whole system. So, and in case of failure or whatsoever, you will not be able to, so nobody will be able to actually steal data from the system. So the first thing is a system that cannot go down. Then another thing about this project is the way conflicts are going to be resolved. The way conflict will resolve, number one, it will be fast. Not only that, it will be cheap. This would save a marketplace operation such as 5miles the need for employing and maintaining a team of customer service agents. Now the 5miles is they don't want to employ customer service. It is the people in the system that will be able to actually resolve conflict. So if you have a conflict, let's say for example, when a buyer and a seller enter into an agreement, they will put an equal amount of these tokens as a deposit for this transaction. Now what they do is, like your Amazon or your AliExpress, you know when you buy something from AliExpress, you buy and you give the money to AliExpress. Now once this thing is delivered, okay, you come to the system and you put a review and say, okay, it is delivered, I receive it in good order, I receive it as I actually ordered for it. Okay, now release this money to this person. So if in the process that there was a dispute, the money will not be released. So instead of bringing Amazon, instead of bringing AliExpress, which is a third party into the system will do this on its own based on smart contracts. Let's go to the second one, the user generated and user curated 5mile groups. Now the system, you'll be able to have groups in the system. Now the groups could involve church and the rest of them. Now there will be groups and there will be subcommittees and the rest of them. Now not only will they be able to transact business, you'll be able to plan events and also exchange ideas. So 5miles is not going to just be a selling platform. If you know, like your traditional Amazon and AliExpress and the rest of them, you just buy and you sell and it's all good. So they want to satisfy one of the main need of humans, which is communication. So with CyberMinds, you'll be able to form groups just like you have Reddit and subreddit, where you can actually talk a lot of things. CyberMinds is also coming to take the place of social media and also help you to actually communicate with one another. Now we have the local promotion and brand ambassadors. So CyberMinds have naturally attracted a number of local businesses, including service providers, retailers, resellers, restaurants, and freelance professionals. Now CyberMinds, like I told you, they have over 10 million users already, and they've raised over 52 million on our system. And over this year, they've transacted over $3 billion. Yeah. So when you see a kind of company that has transacted over $3 billion, you know that they are a very serious business. So what they seek to do, they seek to incorporate businesses into the system, local businesses. So let's say for example that the guy who is selling some lemonade by the side, or is selling some wares by the side, will be able to come into the system and register with CyberMinds and actually take the business to the next level. Now, one of the very exciting things about this project, why you should actually look into it, is already an existing business. It's like Amazon is telling you, or AliExpress is telling you, we are raising an ICO. You will gladly jump into it, right? Why? Because you know that this will actually have a very big customer base. My question is, to have a company that in the US alone that is transacting business with over 10 million users, it's not something you should actually take for a joke. And like your traditional Amazon and the rest of them, Amazon does not bring in restaurants. Yeah, Amazon does not bring in restaurants. So, but with this, you'll be able to list your restaurants. Like, as you see here, you're able to put your location. Okay, this is my restaurant. We said this. I'll give you tokens. I'll give you coupons if you actually invest, if you actually buy from me, and the rest of them. So with 5miles, if you include 5miles into your system, the people who are in the 5miles ecosystem that want to invest in your company will not have the need to actually slot in their ATM and the rest of them. So it takes away the issue of POS machines and the rest of them. So let me read this. Furthermore, 5miles could facilitate smart contracts for key influencers within the 5miles ecosystem, so as to promote positive experiences they have with local businesses. Many 5miles users have hundreds of followers on 5miles and also a significant social media presence. Now, what they want to do is, those, like I told you, they have a very group. Those who have a very large portion of people who are actually following them will now be able to receive rewards. Not only that, they will now be able to influence people to actually participate in the system and do some other things. So we now have 5miles could introduce a user review page called 5miles Experience that allows users to post pictures of products they purchase or interactions they have had with businesses. So it's going to be a very fair system. Now, there are times we've had cases where people actually buy reviews and you say, okay, let's say I open AliExpress for you now, and you say, AliExpress, this guy bought, yeah. So as he bought now, he has a lot of he has a lot of reviews. So let me buy from him, and that may not be true. So people actually buy this. People actually buy these reviews. And one of the things you know about review, the more review you have, the more people know that, yeah, this guy has a very good reputation. So when you have a system where people now actually buy reviews, it's a very disastrous scenario. So, but with 5miles, you're actually able to post pictures of the products you receive. So if the product was bad, you post it on the system and say, well, look at the product this guy sold to me, is bad, and you're able to actually post pictures of the interactions you had with the sellers or with the buyers. So if the seller, for example, is trying to compromise some certain stuff and say, okay, please buy from me, I'll give you this, everybody on the system will be able to actually know about it. Now let's go to the next one, which is marketplace leads bidding. Now, a social network centered around local business, 5miles is uniquely suited to match supply and demand for goods. Now, 5miles systems could fuel the next generation of features to better connect sellers with most relevant buyers. Now, they will have a system where they will be bringing adverts. Now, the adverts will be directly targeted at those who actually need the project. Let me explain this to you. Now, they said on the traditional marketplace, the merchants sending and receiving pop-up notifications to users may be intrusive and disruptive. However, a potential solution could be market and service providers use these tokens to transmit messages, and not only that, relevant users reviewing messages can choose to accept and view the messages and receive a certain allocation of these tokens for doing so. Now, what they will do is a win-win situation. If you because I told you they will be bringing local businesses on board into your system. Now, if you are someone who wants to actually display and take these products to people, now this is the bidding. What they will do, you that is wanting to actually do some advertisement, you buy some tokens. Now, these tokens you buy, those who have the tokens on their system, and when they receive these messages, they have an option to actually open or not to open. So it's not like Facebook and the rest of them where they actually pump advertisements into your system. So with this now, like you see, you can see on this picture, is receive 2 tokens to open this message from Ask Auto Mechanic. So now users will now be able to benefit from advertisement that they're actually doing to them. So whether they buy or not, the advertisement, the resources will actually come to them. So there's a shared advertisement about advertising resources. Now let's go to this. In a decentralized and community operated customer to customer marketplace, the advertising revenue could be captured by the network itself and shared among community users. To illustrate a potential scenario, through a set of business contracts, the blockchain network set up an auction market for search keywords. Now, sellers can bid for advertising space for their products, and the payment in tokens is governed by the smart contract. And the smart contract that creates products for decentralized apps prioritize and label advertised items, and the apps display them to buyers when the buyers are browsing or searching. Okay, let's come to the democratic government or community management. Now, what they seek to do is they want to take off the system here. There is a big body that is actually controlling everything in the system. So what would they do now? You remember there are times these companies like Amazon and AliExpress, they become so big that even for reasons that we are not very worthwhile, they can actually flag down a customer and put down his products. And that is why you see projects like Flitso and ONG Social coming to the system. Now they say they want to raise an ICO and they want to change everything, because people can actually have products, and one day you just hear that something a company like YouTube just takes away their videos, or Amazon, for example, just takes down their products, which is not very, very good. And in the system again, the censorship will be very, very strict. Why? Because it will be based on the blockchain. Let's go to the next one. What is cyber mines beyond 5 miles? Now with cyber mines beyond 5 miles, they want to bring in a centralized identity management platform. Yeah. So your identity will be managed by cyber mines. And the next thing they want to do is you can receive business loans from individuals peer to peer based on blockchain. Now, how would they do this? Remember, you cannot fake your history on the blockchain. So your identity and your credit history will be on the blockchain, right? And one of the things we know about the blockchain is, number one, is immutable. Nobody can actually mutate it. So with this information that is available now, your identity will be displayed to anybody that wants to offer loan. They don't know you, but they can now give you loans based on your identity and your credit history. So if you have a very bad record, the system automatically, everybody knows that they don't know this guy, but they know that this guy actually has a bad record, so nobody will be able to actually provide loans for you. So it goes beyond just selling. You are now able to actually access loans. Now another one again is a more effective supply chain. So now the supply chain, those who are selling will now be able to contact sellers and then contact buyers. So the chain will now be more simplified, and it will now be more efficient. Now let's bring in let's take for example those who are in the agricultural industry. And one of the first things is when you advertise, or it's time for advertising your product, agricultural product, one of the main thing there is, if you don't have a very good customers, or you don't have ready available customers, there are possibilities that your stocks are going to get bad. Now let me read this to you. In a traditional system, the transactions along the supply chain must be settled using fiat currency, which creates a significant friction and cost. However, in a blockchain-based, in a token-based system, transactions among community members may be recorded instantly and securely using digital tokens. So they will be using digital tokens on the platform and limit the transaction cost. And another exciting part about this is they'll be able to address counterfeit problems. Nobody can actually, though it's always in the nation of humans to actually try to beat down systems, but with the blockchain and with 5miles, it's going to be reduced to the barest minimum. So these products will not be actually faked alive. Why? Because I told you that you can actually upload reviews. You can actually upload communications you had with sellers on the system. So if I open to you Amazon and the rest of them, or AliExpress, and I log in now, my conversation I have with the seller, you cannot actually get access to it, except I showed you as a third person. But now what happened in a system where everybody get access to the conversation you had with the customer? So counterfeiting will be greatly reduced in the system, and there will be an escrow system. We've explained the escrow system, and the very amazing one, you can actually launch your ICO. You can actually launch your ICO using 5miles. So just like Ethereum, you can actually launch your tokens using what? 5miles. Now, what is the CyberMinds Foundation all about? Now, CyberMinds Foundation is a foundation that has 3 structural principles. One of them is impartiality, non-government, and it has a very strong governance. Let's go through the team. Okay, let's go through the team and let's see who are behind the team. Now, the media is covering these things so much. Yeah, so it's all over everywhere. It's on the media, it's on all the places, and you can go through the website and see things for yourself. But let's go through the team. That's what we want to look about. So one of the team is guys who study physics, astrophysics, and particle physics, and the rest of them. But that is just a part of it. Now they have teams in China, they have teams in Shanghai, in America, and the rest of it. So why should you now invest? One of the reasons why I think you should actually look into this project is because, unlike many of these ICOs, not all of them actually, many of them have not actually been in operation. So when you have a company that has been in operation for 3 years now, and has over 10 million users, and you are now saying that they have people actually spend a minimum of almost half an hour per day on the system, and not only that, it's a system where you can actually raise an ICO. It's a system where you can actually get loans. I think you should look into this. So it's like Amazon saying, okay, we have been on the internet now, we want to transit to the blockchain, and we want to transit in that, Amazon is so big that they may not need money from every person. So, but these guys are here to help. So let's support their project by actually looking into the project and investing. So if there's any ICO you want me to cover, feel free to reach out to me and I will cover it. Thank you. Bye.